Welcome to Ink and Enchantment, where every story holds a little magic.
Before Harry Potter ever arrives at Hogwarts, J.K. Rowling spends an entire chapter introducing someone else. Not Harry, not Dumbledore, not even Voldemort. Instead, she tells the story through the eyes of the most ordinary man imaginable, Vernon Dursley. Let's begin where it all started. Harry Potter was born on the 31st of July 1980. On the 31st of October 1981, Halloween night, Lord Voldemort attacks the Potter family at Godric's Hollow. Harry is just 1 year and 3 months old. James Potter is killed trying to protect his family. Lily sacrifices herself for Harry, and when Voldemort casts the killing curse at him, it rebounds. Harry survives, and Voldemort disappears. The story opens on the 1st of November 1981 at number 4, Privet Drive, where we're introduced to the Dursley family. Mr. Vernon Dursley works for a drill company called Grunnings. Mrs. Petunia Dursley is a housewife, and they have a son named Dudley. Rowling describes Vernon as a man who prides himself on being perfectly normal. Above all, the Dursleys want nothing to do with anything strange or unusual. The one thing they fear most is anyone discovering their connection to the Potter family. Because Petunia and Lily are sisters. As Vernon leaves for work that morning, he notices something odd. A cat is sitting perfectly still on the corner of the street, studying a map. If you've only watched the films, you'll already know this is Professor McGonagall in her animagus form. Vernon drives away, convinced he imagined the whole thing. But throughout the day, more unusual things begin to happen. People dressed in colorful cloaks celebrate openly in the streets. Owls fly across Britain in broad daylight. News reports mention mysterious shooting stars appearing across the country. Vernon wants nothing to do with any of it. Then he overhears two strangers mention the name, Potter. His heart sinks. For a moment, he fears something terrible has happened. But he quickly convinces himself it must be a coincidence. As evening falls, the mysterious cat is still waiting outside number 4. Then Albus Dumbledore arrives. He quietly takes out a small silver device. With a click, every street lamp along Privet Drive goes dark, one by one, as their light is drawn into the device. The cat transforms into Professor McGonagall. Their conversation reveals that Lord Voldemort has disappeared. The most feared dark wizard in history has fallen while trying to kill a baby. No one understands how. They only know that Harry Potter survived. McGonagall is relieved that Voldemort is gone, but she questions one decision. She has spent the entire day observing the Dursleys and believes they are the worst kind of muggles. She cannot understand why Harry should grow up here. Dumbledore gently explains that, difficult as it may be, this is the safest place for him. Away from fame, away from the wizarding world. A distant rumble interrupts their conversation. High above the quiet street, Hagrid arrives on an enchanted flying motorcycle borrowed from Sirius Black, carrying a sleeping Harry wrapped in blankets. He explains that he rescued Harry from the ruined house at Godric's Hollow and brought him here as instructed. Harry has survived, but not without a reminder of that night. On his forehead is a small lightning-shaped scar, the only visible mark left by the attack that changed the wizarding world forever. Dumbledore gently places the sleeping child on the doorstep of number 4 and leaves a letter explaining everything to Harry's aunt and uncle. Unaware of the life waiting for him, Harry sleeps peacefully through it all. One by one, the 3 visitors leave. The motorcycle disappears into the night sky. The street falls silent once more. As the first light of morning appears, nothing about Privet Drive seems unusual, yet behind one ordinary front door begins one of the most extraordinary stories ever told. Before we close, here's one of the biggest differences from the film. The movie introduces Dumbledore, McGonagall and Hagrid almost immediately. The book doesn't. For nearly half the chapter, we experience everything through Vernon Dursley's eyes, making the strange events feel far more mysterious. The film also leaves out several moments, including the wizarding celebrations, Vernon's growing unease after hearing the name, Potter, and much of Dumbledore and McGonagall's conversation. One final detail the film barely draws attention to is that Hagrid's flying motorcycle belongs to Sirius Black, a name that becomes very important later in the series. And that brings us to the end of Chapter 1, The Boy Who Lived. In the next chapter, we'll finally meet Harry himself and discover what life is really like inside number 4, Privet Drive. If you've only watched the films, you're about to discover just how much more the books reveal. Until then, keep turning the pages, because every story holds a little magic.